and start. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first summer school by J.MAK session. This is Ciao Bella, featuring two of our exquisite Italian properties. Now, don't forget that this is the very start of our series. So we will also have two more webinars this Thursday, one featuring Italian style villas and the next with view retreats. And then additional themed weeks will be throughout the summer through August and maybe leading into September. So we have themes like our Greek week with our Greek partners, exotic destinations is coming up, beach please, one of our fun little puns, and more. So we'll get into our panelists' introductions and presentations in just a minute. But for those that don't know me, I'm Meg Crosby, hospitality personality at J.MAK, and I'm based in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can always reach me or our team at J.MAK at hi@jmak.com for any questions about any of our partners. And then always be sure to check out jmak.com for the most up-to-date information. Today, after the presentations on both properties, we'll open the floor for a very brief Q&A session. However, we do encourage you to reach out to them via email using their J.MAK email address found on their partner page, but I'll also put it in the chat box for you. Always be sure to copy in that hi@jmak email so that our team at J.MAK is also alerted for any booking or any questions that you have of our partners. And then again, if you have any industry friends that missed out on this webinar, we are posting to our YouTube channel. So just search for J.MAK Hospitality. So thank you for your continued support, everyone. And without further ado, we're going to get started first with the lovely Valentina.
Thank you very much. And I will share the screen so you will see the presentation. So we are in Florence. You can see our map here. So we are very centrally located near the main cathedral and near the main sites, so Uffizi Gallery and Ponte Vecchio. I represent Palazzo Vecchietti, and this is an old 15th century palace. So we bought the entire building from Deutsche Bank like 20 years ago, and we reconverted it into a boutique hotel. We have only 14 rooms, so it's very private residence. So here you have the entrance. So you have a small entrance as a private house. So the guest has a private key. If you're not a guest, you have to ring the bell. And here you pass through our Byzantine tower and you get in our lobby area. That is actually our check-in area because we have an office actually on the left side. But we like more to sit down with the guests on the sofa, welcoming and give them all the information about the history of the palace and just to give them more an idea of a private house. This was an open courtyard before, originally in the 15th century. And then we cover, as you can see here on top. So we could use the space because it was no other solution. So the building is under the fine arts and it took like 5 years to be restored. And rooms are located just on the second and third floor of the building. And on the third floor, we have also the breakfast room. So we do serve breakfast in the breakfast area or as a room service, and it's always included in the rate. At the moment, we don't have any other food and beverage service. So it means like restaurant, but you know that there are many restaurants and trattorias nearby that you can really enjoy the Tuscan, that I think you can really want to go outside and enjoy the food outside of the hotel. So let me start with the rooms. So we have only 3 categories of rooms, so very easy: deluxe, suite, and premier suite. Only difference is the size. This is that you can see in the presentation. The first one is the deluxe room, so it's an entry level, and it's about 40 square meters. That is about 400 square feet. That is pretty large for Florence and all the city hotels, actually. This one, you can see the kitchen, because all our rooms have a little kitchenette area. So you have an espresso coffee machine, you have all, is completely equipped. You have a mini bar, So especially is the guest is traveling with kids is really appreciated because they can go to the market, they can buy something, they can cook a pasta, or they can have just a salad, and they don't want to go out again. This one is an entry-level room, but with a private terrace. So you can see you go up and you have your private terrace. We can serve breakfast here, or they can just have like a drink or an aperitivo or something in the evening. You can enjoy the sunset. This one is a suite room. It's actually 1-bedroom suite. Same amenities than the deluxe room, than an entry-level room. It's only big. It's just the is bigger than the other one. So you have a master bedroom, and then in the living room area you have a double sofa bed. Is actually the room that I'm sitting now, but you cannot see at the moment, unfortunately. So here behind the door, you have a kitchenette area, and here you have a double sofa bed for a third and fourth person. This one, you can see some details of the bathroom. And this is the Premier Suite. It's actually the biggest room that we have, and they could be suitable for a family like 5 or 4. You have 2 bathrooms, you have a kitchenette, and they can be, you can see this is the entrance, and then you have a living room area, you have a double sofa bed, but we can put an extra bed, and then you have the master bedroom, and also a nice terrace outside. So here I have just few render for the coming soon, because starting from March 2004, there will be a new area downstairs near the lobby, because the Deutsche Bank and Dolce & Gabbana store will leave very soon from our property, just on the ground floor. So we will expand a little bit, and we will have a nice lounge area. So we'll have a bar. So you can see some ideas of what it will be, a bar, and also an area where you can maybe enjoy like a light lunch, not a proper dinner, but like lunch and aperitivo in the evening. And also we will have another room on the first floor. So there will be all another deluxe room. So we'll be coming 15 rooms. And always the kitchen, that will be similar to the other one. And the bathroom. So I would like also just to give an idea about the rate. So in high season, the entry-level room is about 1,200 euro per night with breakfast. And then for the Premier Suite, there will be 1,800 euro per night with breakfast. It's very a different idea of hospitality, because as you can see, the door is always closed, but we are in the city center. We have 24-hour staff available. We have daily cleaning service as a standard hotel. We have turning down service. So it's very personalized service. I'm based in property, so you can reach me out anytime. I will, and of course, if you're coming to Florence, I will be more than happy to show the room or offer you like a travel industry rate, because you have to experience the property, I think, to better sell and give your idea of hospitality to the client. So that's it. This is our small property. I hope to see you in Florence one day, or I will send the presentation to Meg. So maybe Meg, she can share all the presentation with you, and let me know at the end of after Oasyhotel if you have any question or if you need any other information. Thank you again.
Thanks, Valentina. And I just posted the J.MAK email address for her. Always, like I said, I'm going to put in hi@jmak.com. It's not hello. It's not hola. It's hi, hi@jmak.com. Perfect. Love it. So, moving on quickly, and also a great combination perhaps for your clients, is going to be Federico. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi. Hello. Pleasure being able to present Oasyhotel tonight. We just joined J.MAK in February, so we're really new to the collection. We just started. We're only our second season. So what I'm presenting shortly, it's a brand new property. And it's also very different from what maybe you have seen in Italy so far. It's a place complete in nature. We'll take a look at some photographs in a moment. And we are part of a large foundation. The company owns the whole site, which is about 2,000 acres of land. So it's about the mountains we're in. And at the bottom of the property, we have a camp assisting children with disabilities and chronic illnesses. This is not related to the hotel, of course, but it's part of the same group. And the story tells that 16 years ago now, in 2006, the same property that owns the site started taking care of the environment which surrounds us and where Oasyhotel has opened by keeping the nature and sustainability to the whole area. And this includes as well agriculture, game reserve, water courses, clean energies. So it's a good practice that has been going on for some time, and we're becoming very slowly now the leading company in Italy for carbon credits, which is again one of our practices, and it's a whole different story. Then, of course, the hotel came in as a project that wanted to invite people to come and visit. The property's been private for more than 80 years now, since the 1940s, so no one ever actually came in. So the project wanted to have a sustainable hospitality that were able to bring in very small group of people. We're only 16 lodges today, in order to continue sustaining and maintaining what we've been doing for a number of years. But I think I should now share the screen. Let me see if I do this with you. Can you all see?
Yep, gorgeous.
Let me see if let me just go ahead. There we are. So this is what it looks like from very high above. So the lodges, what we're looking at are small, in a way, we consider them to be villas. They're 65 square meters, so they're very large in size. Currently, we only have one category, which is the same, and I'll show you some of the interiors. We're on top of a mountain, so it's very high. This is about 1,200 meters above sea level. So it's rather fresh, I have to say, summertime, which is pleasant in Italy when it gets very, very hot. And you can still do your activities and anything else, during the holidays. Let me just go ahead and show you what the homes looks like. So the site, it's based on two major buildings, which are the reception area and the restaurant, and the lodges are only 5 minutes away to the hilltop. And so this is what compounds the hotel today. Now, I'll tell you a little later about the development. There are more units coming. We can reach a maximum number of 20, which is planned during next winter. And we're also starting renovating some farmhouses, which we have in property. But I'll maybe come to this a little later. So for today, this is what it is. It's the lodges. You can see some now, and I'll show you some of the interiors. There we are. They're all detached, not far away one another. We're also able to accommodate families traveling together. And so maybe multi-generational as well. Every lodge can accommodate up to 3 people. So it has a bedroom and then a living room. In the living room, we always have a sofa bed fitted into it. And they're composed as well by a cabin for clothing and a bathroom and the veranda, as you can see outside. We do deliveries to the lodges, so similar to your home deliveries when you order in a city, for example. We have beautiful food trays, so people can actually stay there and enjoy the living without having to be seeing anybody else. Some guests that comes to us are really looking for a sort of a private moment. They want to detach from anything else, disconnect as well from business sometimes. And so we offer that opportunity of running like a proper holiday in terms of, being their own. Continuing just some more of the interiors, yeah. So one of the reasons that people are coming currently, it's the experiences you can make. We have historically, since 2006, developed activities on site, which we now offer to all our guests. Everything has been formatted, of course, for professional travelers that have been used to traveling to luxury establishment. We consider ourselves to be luxury, although as you can see, we totally surrounded by nature. Luxury is into the service and the quality of the experience that you make in food, in the service, in the welcoming approach. And so all our team of people have a background of luxury establishment throughout the region, throughout Italy. And this is how we would compete at the moment with any other place in Italy that is located in our region. So the experience, what you see now is the lake. This picture, unfortunately, is not recent because we are now placing a floating swimming pool in the middle of the lake, and you would swim in lake water, so it's very natural again. The lake, it's about 2 acres, and we also provide the opportunity of kayaking, as you can see in the picture there. We have a kiosk serving drinks. We can do food deliveries as well, like picnics. It's a beautiful spot, normally chosen by guests who want to relax and sort of detach, as we were saying. Now, everyone would receive an electrical bike. So the bikes are included in the rates. We have an enormous amount of inclusions. We would say rates. Ideally, what we do, we would just charge people for entering the natural reserve, and everything else is included. The only thing that is not included is the lunch and dinners. And reason being is because we have several food and beverage options, which I'll explain. But anything else from, like I said, the bikes, of course, the breakfast by all means, but all the experiences you can run on the estate are all included in the rates. So you wouldn't pay any extra pricing, whether you do a professional bike tour or if you do activities like the orienteering, the wildlife. We have geo guides. The guides would take people through the estate. This is the head of geo guide, Julia. And they would guide them for normal activities of like 2 to 2.5 hours into the forest. They can do foraging with them. They can take a look at the wildlife. There are animals. We have most of everything: deers, fellow deers, a porcupine, we have mufflons. Of course, we have cows as we are in agriculture. We make our own cheese, but we also have the wolves. There are 13 wolves on the estate. They do not come around normally. We are fenced, but we do take people at night for night walks, and we normally hear them as they go out hunting. So it's a real experience. We also do farming. We have a cheese making factory, so people can take part and mold their cheese. We do stargazing. We have a certified sky by an Italian association for perfect stargazing. What lately we've opened now a cooking academy for cooking classes. We have a tennis courtyard. I could go on, for quite some time. Into the pipeline for development, we have a wellness center which will be built over winter, so opening by May 2024. Well, this is the cheese making. We have, of course, yoga classes, and a therapist for treatments. We also do open air massage in the woodland. Children activities, of course, all our guides certified, and they have particularly, one of them is particularly keen on children activities starting from, I would say, 4 to 5 year old. If they're younger than that, then of course they would have to stay with the parents, but otherwise from 5 year on, to a teenager, and then of course grown-ups. We can entertain people for even a couple of weeks continuously if they wish. And the food now, this is Chef Barnaba. We have 3 restaurants. One, it's the fine dining, which is very close to the lodges, where we also serve breakfast. We have a bistro for classical Italian food, which is open all day. And then there's another restaurant opening now in July, which is located by a contemporary museum, which we're also introducing by next month. And will be permanent with modern exhibitions internally to the museum and also externally in the forest. So we'll create a new walking path so that people can go trekking and admiring the installations. Then, of course, as I said, the bar is open all day. The food is very classical about Tuscany and the mountains of Tuscany. And this is the interior of the restaurant. There have been some changes there as well, which we're going to photograph very soon. This is the restaurant and the reception area. Now, as I was saying earlier, the new units will be a loft in the forest, which is a single unit. Stands out of what we've seen so far, will be located just outside of the fences. So ideally, you are in the forest. It's only one single unit. One side is all made of glass, so you can see the forest at night if you just switch off your lights. The next 3 units are going to be built again by starting next November, ready by May 2024, and those are forest suite, the beautiful suite just made for couples this time. They're again on a different part of the forest, total privacy, of course. Again, one side is all made of glass, and they have a balcony of 30 square meters. So by the time we open next season, we'll have 3 different categories. And then we do like activities at night. As I said, we do the night walks, but we also give the people the opportunity to sleep in the forest for a night. The guide, of course, will stay with them. It's rather, well, we tested it. I've actually slept in the forest my first time. It's quite breathtaking. You can hear the sounds, you can hear the animals, the beautiful smells at night. The forest just releases so much different aromas. And we would serve people some light snack before going to bed by the fire. So it's a different way of spending holidays in Italy, of course. There's nothing of such at the moment. We're also open at Christmas. We only do Christmas time, not New Year's Eve, for a 4-night package. We have snows because we're so high on the mountain. And what these are some of our animals now, just finishing off. What we normally suggest is to maybe make use of Oasyhotel at the end of an Italian tour. If your clients are going to spend sort of a week or more than a week in our country, this is the place you probably want to relax before going back home. Maybe rewind your holiday with the family or dearest. And like I said, it's very fresh, tends to go down at 24 Celsius at night, even in high season. So that means you can rest well and sleep well. And out of the season, 1 month that we normally particularly recommend, it's October. October is perfect for foraging, for example. We have beautiful porcini mushrooms in the area. We have chestnut trees. Everything can be collected, used for cooking classes, or simply enjoyed at the restaurant. The colors are beautiful. I think sometimes I was told this looks like some area in Montana, maybe in your country, or maybe Vermont. But it's beautiful to be the similar environment, but an hour away from Florence, which of course gives people the opportunity to travel through Italy by visiting Venice, Florence, and maybe Rome, and have some time to spend at Oasyhotel. Let me come back to you. There we are. I think you can see me back now. I'm not sure how much. I was trying to keep it quite conceived in some sort of time frame. But of course, we'll open for questions now. So do let me know if there's anything else I should be.
We do have a couple of questions. So first, I just want to say about the property, it's I feel like advisors are constantly getting from their clients that they want something different, something unique. I mean, this is like Tuscany like you've never seen. I mean, it really is incredible, the activities that you have, and both properties are absolutely stunning and are growing up too. Like there's more to come, which is really, really super exciting. So let's get to the questions quickly. So Deb did ask, hi Deb, by the way, what animals are in the forest? Boars, wolves, we did talk about. So there are the wolves and you will be able to hear them, but we stay safe. But I always think of like Game of Thrones. Like I'm so excited to go out at night and like trek for some wolves and be a little outdoor adventurous. But Frederico, any other animals around the property besides the elk we saw and deer?
Yeah, but the deers, yes, what the beauty of it, it's that we can hear them really. Wolves are heard when they go out hunting in bunches. You don't have to be afraid. They avoid human being. They still believe that we are guns. So they believe we're dangerous animals to them. So they like pass it on to the new generations. Deers as well, they're amazing when you come around September, October, you can hear them in the loving season. So the males tend to scare one another. Sometimes they fight, in that time. And they're not scared to be seen. I mean, the only thing they concentrate is, the loving season. And so they come out during the day. You can see them in the fields. They ignore completely human being. I mean, they're not dangerous at all. But it's beautiful. They really are around. We have foxes. We have yes, the mufflons. Those are also easy to be seen. Sometimes fellow deer, baby deers will jump over the fence and you find them next to the lodges. But beautiful. You just hear them, sort of knocking around. And so nature for us is something that it's a simple habit. When you go out at night, it feels like something simple to do. It is not. When you really put your torches on, it's completely dark. We also go in completely silence. People then, sometimes realize we are in an environment we shouldn't be. It doesn't belong to us. But it's nice how the animals would welcome. We see owls. We also have eagles. So you can spot some at night. We've seen in the dark. We've seen big deers. They're really next to you. They don't do anything. It's beautiful. It's like an Italian safari, if you wish. And when you walk, we walk for 40 minutes. Sometimes during full moon, we put the torches off. We walk in the dark. And then when we don't tell clients, but then we reach a certain point where we serve them some drinks. We have a very old guard's house where the guards used to be, with patrolling the border to Emilia-Romagna. This is, of course, some long time ago, but the regions were detached. Italy hasn't been a nation for a very long time. It's just over 160 years. And in the guardhouse, it's where we put the fire on and we recreate a little bit of, sort of a home feeling. But you are in the middle of the forest. This is beautiful. There are many other sites, like I haven't mentioned, like a beautiful fountain, a stone fountain, where water just came back with a huge rain we just had in Italy now. By that fountain, we normally take people on horseback riding. You can only reach by horse. And then we serve them picnic there for lunch. But there's so many. There's a huge cross. It's called La Croce delle Lari. It's a cross in the middle of nowhere where we now have opened a path. People can go biking. It's about 10 kilometers biking, so it's serious stuff. We have 45 kilometers of trails. You can do them by walking, packing, biking, or horseback riding. Of course, the guides will always take you there. And so if someone wishes, you can spend the day out without being seen, or we would know what people are. We always make them come back in the evening, so it's very safe.
Sounds
But thank
good.
you.
For both properties, what's the typical length of stay? So Valentina, what would you say for your property?
I would say 3 nights.
3 nights.
Nights in Florence. Yeah.
Yep. And then Frederico, 4 nights or more, or what do you usually suggest?
So last year, first season ever, we ended up on an average of 3.9, so it's actually 4. It increases in high season. People tend to do between 5 and 7 nights. In shoulder season, it's between 2 and 3. What we suggest we have a minimum stay of 2 nights, because otherwise it nearly doesn't make the point. You travel so much. We have a shuttle of 20 minutes to reach the Oasis. With 2 nights is minimum. I would suggest 3 to 4. That would be perfect. If you join to other destinations like Florence, be great. So you can put the two properties together for a beautiful trip. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so AJ just asked, what are the J.MAK amenities our clients might enjoy? So they're always going to be listed on the bottom of the partner page on jmac.com. I believe yours, Frederico, is a picnic that's included, correct? And then Valentina, for you, we have a unique experience in workshop in authentic Florentine bodega, Riccardo Lucci shop. So it's marbled paper, which is like
Yes.
really super cool and a very Florentine product. We love
Yes.
that. We love stuff that is authentic, has a true sense of place, and like just the authenticity of the J.MAK amenity is really great. So, and really cool for your clients. But the actual J.MAK amenities you can find on jmac.com. In the meantime, where do we find photos of the property to post on social media? So we have some photos. Obviously, you can also reach out to the hotels directly using that J.MAK @ email that I posted in the chat. Quick question. How do you get around property, Gwen? I think this was for you, Frederico, but you have just about everything, right? From horseback riding, the bikes, walking around, and then is there like transportation in between?
Yes.
Too?
Yes. So
Yeah.
the bikes, we give one per person throughout the stay, numbered, so they really stay. We just charge them at night. Those bikes are powerful, the latest generations of e-bikes. You can really climb the mountains. So people use it to move to restaurants and other places, but we also shuttle people. We have the 2 shuttles just for clients. Then we have more shuttles going up and down the mountains, and then we have courtesy cars. So technically, we can always bus people around the property. Yes, but apart from those going up and down, the rest is on electric, of course. When we go down and up the mountains, we have to use hybrids, because otherwise the electric won't work. But otherwise, yes.
Perfect. And then do you provide transportation to and from city centers, or what's the best way to get to your property?
Yes. No, first of all, we're connected to 3 major airports. So Florence is just over an hour away, Florence Airport. But we also have Pisa and Bologna with an hour and a half. And we can provide pickups from all those airports and to Pistoia Station and Florence Town. So yes, we have a service that works for us. Of course, there's a charge there, but yes, we're very professional with it.
Perfect. And then our last question before we jet out is from Kara, and this is for you again, Frederico. Do you recommend the property for solo travelers?
Oh, yes, we have already many. Yes, some really would come in just to work. People writing books, for example, we've had, or someone working on remote but very sporty, so they want to do sport and different activities. I think our targets are definitely the solo. We have them, and it's impressive. I wasn't expecting couples and groups of friends.
Yep.
Some more friends traveling together. Families, they already come in by themselves. I mean, we don't have to promote. Families is perfect. But we
Yep.
have a good blend. Yeah.
Obviously very safe. I can just picture myself disconnecting from the world and being out in nature. And like I said, a totally different option than you've ever seen in Tuscany, which is really cool. So thank you both. I think this is going to wrap up our session here. So thanks to all of our participants so much for joining and staying on. Always, like I said, if you have any questions, just reach out to hi@jmac.com. These are great, amazing properties. So please give them your support and bookings. And yeah, if you've missed anything, once again, we'll post on our YouTube and follow along our series, because we will go through September with some great J.MAK partners. So thanks, everyone.